Okay. Hi, hello. I'm sorry, I didn't know about the time
Hello,
difference.
Stella, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi.
Here we go. Hello.
Hi. Do we hear each other?
Yeah, you. I think you might be muted.
Mm.
Can you hear him? Can you?
We hearing her?
I can hear her. I can hear her.
We can hear.
Yeah, I hear her
Stella,
clearly.
we can hear you.
You don't hear me?
We can.
Can you hear me
Hello?
now?
Hi, Anya.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Hi,
Morning.
can you hear me? No?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Don't hear me.
Okay. Just give me a
Okay.
moment. I will
Morning,
prepare.
everybody.
Hi.
I hope you all well. Thank you for joining us. Is it Stella or is it Anya?
It's Anya.
Stella. Okay, great.
Anya, it's Anya.
Anya, sorry, Anya. I don't know what's wrong with my sound. Apparently you can hear me, but I can't hear you. I'm going to move to another computer. But welcome, and we're very excited to have you join us today. So I'm just going to make you host, and then we will start the presentation. So over to you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys, just give me a moment because of the time difference. I just got in to the office, but I'm opening now the presentation. Just for the start, my name is Anya. I'm working at Katarina line, and I work on selling charters. But before, I worked with the cabins. But I know you're more interested in cabin type of selling. But we will go through all of this. We only have an hour, so I will just shortly fly through the presentation, but in the end, we will have time for questions, and I will explain our availability list and maybe itineraries and stuff that you would be seeing every day by presenting, working, and selling our product that we have here in Katarina line. I don't know how much you are informed, but we sell cruises. We have a cruise department that I'm from, and we have a land department. And next week, you're scheduled to have a meeting with my colleague from the land department. She will have her own presentation. Okay, so I'm the host. I just have to see for a moment how to share my screen because, okay, share screen. Okay. Okay, I'm sharing the screen. Okay. How do I open this? I'm sorry, I'm just didn't have my coffee yet. So I'm trying to do this the best as I can. Can you maybe guys help me? I don't see how to start this thing. Maybe I'm just a little bit.
Click on slideshow.
Yeah, I don't see it because
On top,
the Zoom
on top
thing
of the slideshow.
Yeah, go
No.
to the bottom,
The
Anya.
bottom, yes, yes.
Oh, okay, thank you
There we
very
go.
much. Okay. Okay, guys. So first is a video of our deluxe product. You will just let me know if you can hear the sound. Just gonna take a look at this for a moment. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry, we're just going to
Hi,
skip.
hi, Anya. Sorry, we couldn't hear anything at all. Just if you're gonna
Ah,
show a if you're gonna show a video, just make sure you go to the top under view options and just share your sound. Because
okay.
we couldn't, we couldn't hear anything at all.
Okay, sorry. Okay, the picture, you saw a picture. The picture of the video, so that is the most important thing. We'll go through all of the details that was said in the video now in the presentation. So the first, as we start, we're talking about Croatia. It's situated here in Europe and is shaped like a bird. But mostly we're talking today about our cruises and our vessels that you could see on the video. The video was based on our deluxe and deluxe superior category. So the vessels that you've seen were those category. Okay. So this is what Croatia looks like, and these are just few infos: the population, the currency. We have a lot of islands, and our language is Croatian. So as you can see, our main city up there, the capital, Zagreb, it's inland. But we offer departures from 3 ports in Croatia. It's in Opatija, that was mentioned in the video, and Split and Dubrovnik. Okay. Now, these are just a few details about Croatia. Interesting parts, like Nikola Tesla is from here, and Rimac, and the Dalmatian dog. So these are just a few things to attract the tourists to come and visit us, especially the filming locations in Split and Dubrovnik. The Game of Thrones series made a really huge boom for our tourism. Okay, so to start on our company, Katarina Line exists for nearly 30 years. We work, as I mentioned before, and we have a land department and we have a cruise department. Now, as I said before, because we don't have a lot of time, I will just run through this presentation, but I will share this presentation with you in an email, and you can always come back to it if you want to review some details, especially about when we start talking about the categories of our vessels and the routes that we offer. That is something good to have, something to come back to and review if some things are not clear. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the categories. We have 6 categories of the vessels, and this is the highest one that was presented in the video too. So this is the Deluxe Superior. You have to know that our Deluxe Superior and Deluxe category of vessels, they offer the same services, but the Deluxe Superior category is more expensive because the vessels are more upscale. They're more fancy, and the service is a little bit more high on the category, and the decor a little bit, but the both categories, Deluxe Superior vessels are a little bit more bigger, but they both have the jacuzzi, and the services are the same, the services that are included in the itinerary that you offer to your clients. So this is the Deluxe Superior. You can see the pictures up there. There's always a sun deck, and their cabins are upper, main, or lower deck. We don't do the change between, we offer the same price for the upper main deck cabin and the different price for the lower deck cabin. Okay. Okay, I just skipped here. Okay, so this is the Deluxe. As I said, the service is the same. And then we have the Premium Superior one. So if you are, if you know our product, this category offers the KL2, KL7 route, which you offer on your sites. These are the most popular ones. And this category is more budget friendly, let's say, but these vessels are still quite luxurious. So this is why this category is really popular with individual clients and with groups, because these vessels really offer everything. So in both categories, there is a buffet breakfast and 3-course lunches, and we offer the captain's dinner. Only in the deluxe category, the captain's dinner comes with live entertainment. But everything else, and of course in the deluxe category, everything and the meals too are more luxurious. So when you have a captain's dinner on the deluxe cruise, waiters wear white gloves. So this is how high the category goes. Okay, so category down is the premium vessel. You would not believe, but this category is the most famous category that we have. And this is mostly because the vessels are still very nice. You can see how the cabins look. They are not luxurious, but this is the category that offers double beds, and there are not bunk beds. As you will see on the lower category, that is really budget friendly, the beds are bunk. And that is why the lower category is not that famous, especially for the elderly, because the cabins are, well, it's a vessel. Cabins are usually small. So when it's a bunk bed, it's really for the elderly. It's not that practical. Okay, so the premium category is really popular, but we only have a few vessels of this category. So we don't have a lot of mixed departures on this one, but we do have some this season. So we'll talk about this later. This is a traditional suite. So these are wooden vessels, and these are the bunk beds I was talking about. And then the lowest category is just traditional. This one, we do not offer it on our departures. We offer it only for charters and for groups, because this vessel, they have shared bathrooms. So it's like a motel. And we usually offer it for excursions for schools and for like young and fun party boats and stuff like that. Okay, so our vessels are mini cruisers, and they can fit up to 36 persons. You really need to know this info, because selling mini cruise ships and selling big cruise on big cruisers are a completely different story. This is a typical day on the cruise. If you ever come on our cruise, you will see that every day is almost the samely organized. So in the morning, departure is quite early from the port that you're sleeping in, around 6 or 7. Because of the port schedule, the vessel has to leave quite early. During the cruise to the next stop, the passengers are having breakfast. As it's written, morning cruise, and then in the secluded bays, as you could see in the video, or popular sites, the vessel stops and makes a swim stop. Of course, the swim stop depends on the weather. If the weather is bad, the swim stop will not happen, but something else will happen. Some other activity, our cruise manager, our captain will organize something so that the passengers don't lose their experience. But the weather is unfortunately the only thing that we cannot influence, but it has a huge influence on our cruises. As I said, famous locations and beaches, secluded bays, and this is the reality. It really is, because when you visit Croatia and you visit it by land, these bays, these secluded bays, you cannot come to them by land. So only vessels can approach them, and small vessels. So the big cruisers don't go here, and they cannot find these bays. And our captains are from Croatia and from here, and they know where to go. And they're at almost every swim stop, the bay is private, and you're the only vessel there. Okay, so the 3-course lunches with salad bar and cheese plate are in the deluxe vessels, as you can see, and just 3-course lunch on premium and traditional vessels. And every afternoon after lunch, so you have a swim stop and then you sail toward the next stop. And on the way there, you have lunch. And in the location, this is Hvar on the picture, you have an excursion or dinner, or you just have free time to explore the site on your own. Okay, now the routes. As the video said, we have 3 ports of where we have our cruises from: Opatija, Split, and Dubrovnik. For you, the most important thing is flights that your passengers are coming with. The most popular airports are, of course, in Split and in Dubrovnik. The most connections during the summer are there. But don't forget Zagreb as our capital and our biggest airport, and the connections are really strong there. So if you see that your passengers have a connection to Zagreb, please don't give up, because we do offer really nice land connections that transfer your guests from Zagreb to Split for their cruise departure. So don't just look as to connections to Split or Dubrovnik, where the cruises start from. And don't get scared even if they have connections to Venice, Trieste, or some other airport that is close to Croatia, because we connect everything. That is why we have the land department, so our passengers can access the ports where our cruises depart from. Okay. So deluxe, we have a lot of routes. I will just talk about the ones that make most sense to your passengers, and these are ones that you offer and that visit Dubrovnik, because as we can presume, the passengers who come to Croatia who are not from Europe will probably visit Croatia only once in their lifetime, and Dubrovnik is something that you have to see. So that is why we concentrate on offering the routes for that visit Dubrovnik, and of course these islands that you see here that are most popular ones. So Hvar, Korčula, and Brač, which is the Bowl beach. Now, this is the Dalmatian Paradise route that you offer to, and this is from Split to Split. So it starts in Split and it ends in Split, but you can see all the islands and the route it visited. This is the most popular one, especially with the passengers that are coming from Europe, because it's really handy for them to park their car in Split and then come back to it. But your passengers are coming with airplanes, so it's good the one-way routes function for them too, because they can spend few days before in Split and explore, and then in the end of their cruise they can explore and stay in Dubrovnik for a few days too. One-way wonders, it goes from Split to Dubrovnik or vice versa. As you can see, it visits almost the same islands, but with some additions. Like Vis is really popular. Okay, so all the other routes we have a really lot of them. So I would jump through these, but you have to know about the other routes if you get the clients that already visited Croatia. So if they already visited Croatia, they've been to Split, they've been to Dubrovnik, and now it's time to offer something more and something bigger. This route is specific because it covers the whole coast of Croatia, but if you can maybe understand, it mostly visits land ports. Zadar is land, Šibenik is land, Split is land, Metković is land, and Dubrovnik is land. So it doesn't visit a lot of islands. The best kept secret of Kvarner is the route up there starting from Opatija, where our office and where I am now. This is something more popular with tourists coming from Europe, especially from Germany, and accessible by car. Okay, this is the northern gems. So the northern route going from Split, this does not include Dubrovnik, as you can see, and all the popular spots down there. And the line Dalmatia that starts and ends in Dubrovnik. So this is the route that you're looking for if you have incoming and outgoing flight from Dubrovnik. And this one, Breathtaking Croatia, is a one-way, but it connects Opatija and Split. This is a really specific route because, as you are maybe informed, we have a lot of national parks in Croatia, and few of those are on our islands. As you can see up there next to Opatija, Brijuni, and this is the only route that offers this one. And Kornati is a really popular site to sail through. This is another version of Split route. And now this is the highlights. I will just jump through them. This is highlight in Split. Dubrovnik is a highlight by itself. So this is one of the national parks I was talking about. This is Mljet. A lot of our routes visit this national park. Korčula is really popular, of course. The Golden Horn Beach, the Blue Cave on Vis, that's why I mentioned that island. Krka waterfalls are something that you can connect even via land tour if you're having a departure from Split. And our guided tours, we really have a nice set of guides, local guides that offer guided tours. And I can say from my personal experience that these guided tours are really entertaining, and in a really entertaining and funny way, they present all the maybe boring, usually boring informations about history and geography and parts of Croatia that you're visiting. So we really have an experienced guides, and we offer, of course, guides in many languages. Okay, so we already. Yes, of course. So in Dubrovnik, when we have, we always cruise, especially on the deluxe category, we cruise around the city walls, which is really something special. And usually our captains open a bottle of champagne while doing that. So it's really nice thing to see, especially at the evening when the lights on the walls are lit. And the Dubrovnik cable car, when you have excursions in Dubrovnik, this is something really a must do, because the cable car goes from the almost center, well, not from the old town, but a little bit above the old town, walking distance, just 2 minutes, and it transfers you to the mountain above above Dubrovnik, and then from there you get that popular view of the old town that when you Google Dubrovnik, you just see it on every picture. The heritage experience and authentic dinners, the Peka menu, of course, that we offer in fish and meat version. And a lot of wine tastings, because Croatia is really popular with wines and wineries, and all of our wineries are really beautiful and situated on land that is just isolated in vineyards, and our wine offer is just huge, so huge that we even offer, you will see later in the presentation, we offer just a cruise for wine. So we have a wine cruise departing and coming back to Dubrovnik, and it just goes from one location to the other, and you just visit wineries. It's really beautiful. Okay. Oyster tasting. This is something that you do not miss if you come to Croatia. I experienced it myself, and I'm from here, and I was delighted to see how it functions and how beautiful it is. It's not just eating oysters and trying them, it's getting experience knowing how they are made and how well grown. And it's really just, they're just grown here in stone, which you can see. And the family that does it explains the process and everything, and just experience it. And you don't try these oysters in a closed restaurants. You eat them in an open kitchen in nature on a small island. It's beautiful. So the classic routes are the same as the deluxe routes. They visited the same islands because we have a limited number of islands, a lot of them, but still limited. So they visit, the routes are the same, just the inclusions are different. This is why you have to get to know our itineraries. And this is why the deluxe routes have, and itineraries have bigger price because the inclusions are more of them. Okay, so the KL1 is of course from Opatia. That is our main and first route that we had. And this is the most popular one, the KL2 route. So it's the same as the Dalmatian Paradise, same spots and islands are visited. It's just for the premium and premium superior vessels. Croatian wilderness is something that you visit if you are coming on the second time to Croatia. It doesn't visit Dubrovnik, as you can see. The KL4 is similar to the KL3, but just visits more north. The KL6 is from Opatia to Split and vice versa. And this one, KL7, is the same as the one-way wonders from the deluxe routes. It's a one-way. I know that you offer mostly the KL2, the KL7, and from the deluxe cruises, it's Dalmatian Paradise. But as I wanted to mention, and I mentioned before, it's good to know all the routes that we offer, because if you get clients that want to cruise in Croatia, they do not really know what they want. So even if our cruises KL7 and KL2 and Dalmatian Paradise are maybe not available for those dates that your clients are asking the cruise to be on, we have other cruises, and maybe you can offer something else that they can see and travel. So you have to know the other routes too, to sell, of course. So the other routes and cruises that we offer, these ones are the active cruises, and cycling cruises are really popular, especially with passengers coming from America, if you would believe, and Canada, and of course here from Germany and Europe. So cycling cruises, we of course offer bike rentals, and these routes are a little bit specific because they do not offer the a walking guide tours when you come to the vessel, to the port and stuff like that. It's specific that it leaves you on one side of the island, and then you cycle to the other side of the island where the vessel is waiting for you. So this way you see the whole island, you cycle through it, and our guide that is guiding you tells you the stories of this island and the sites that you are cycling through. So for an active vacation, this is the best you can get. And just the main thing to know is that we offer these cruises in pre-season and post-season, because July and August are just not the months that you would want to cycle through an island because of the heat. Okay, so the mini cruises, we offer mini 2 nights and mini 3 nights and mini 4 nights on the deluxe, and mini 2 nights and 5 nights options on our classic routes. But the things that you have to understand why it says limited availability is that this mini 2-night or 5-night from Split to Dubrovnik or vice versa is really a part of our bigger KL2 cruise. So we take our KL2 cruise that goes from Split and returns to Split, and we cut it in not half, but in 2 nights that you have a cruise from Split to Dubrovnik, that is 2-night cruise, and then back from Dubrovnik to Split, which is a 5-night cruise. This is why we have limited availability. This is why we cannot offer 5 cabins for 2-night cruise on our KL2 departure, because then the other part of that cabin stays empty if we don't sell the 5-night cruise from Dubrovnik to Split. I hope this is something that you could understand when you ask for availability for these small cruises, because availability is really limited. And this is the additional cruises that we are talking about. As I mentioned, the wine one, this is the Deluxe Superior, of course. The gourmet one, the naturist cruises are really popular. Of course, gay cruises and yoga ones. The young and fun cruise are really popular, of course, with the younger population. I think it's limited on the age of 30, from 18 to 30. And these cruises are usually on our traditional and suite ones, traditional and suite category that has bunk beds and their wooden vessels, if you remember the slides before. As to our vessels, we offer gullets, sailboats, and catamarans as for private chartering. So this is, I think, maximum of 12 packs, depending on the vessel. But if you have a family asking for a cruise, and it's like 6 of them, maybe a gullet or a sailboat that has their own crew and captain will be a little bit too expensive for them. So just keep in mind then, when you're offering cruises to a family, maybe offer first cabins to see if that's in their budget, and if they have a bigger budget, then we can offer a private vessel for them. And the land program. This is not something I will talk about a lot because we don't have a lot of time. And next week you have my colleague from land department talking about this. But as I said, as you can see, these gateways that we have, this is made for connecting if you have flights somewhere that are not in Split or Dubrovnik. So these are land portions made to connect other places, other locations where your guests may land to our coast. So as you can see, from Ljubljana, from Zagreb, from Venice, we can transfer your guests, and they always have some sightseeing on the way. So it's not just a transfer, it's a land portion that you can travel through and see and explore Croatia. Okay. So every cruise can be connected with land. This is the post-cruise land option from Zagreb. So, and pre, of course. So if your guests land in Zagreb, they have sightseeing of Zagreb, then they travel the next day and have sightseeing a day spent in Plitvice, because the Plitvice National Park is really big and beautiful, and is something that you have to visit. And of course, Krka waterfalls, and then you spend the night in Split before your cruise. So this is something, the land part, we can connect it to any cruise that you have an offer. Yeah, so you can see the pictures. The 2 above are from the National Park, Plitvice. It's just beautiful to see. Okay, so as you can see, all of these are 2 nights, 3 nights. This is all that we are trying to connect to our cruise programs. And these are just, this is the pilgrimage from Medjugorje, and you can go from Dubrovnik or from Split. This is the most popular, this is just a land portion, but we do have a lot of clients who want to connect land and cruise. So this is 8-night tour from Zagreb to Dubrovnik, and afterwards you can connect a sail, a cruise from Dubrovnik to Split, and then have an outgoing flight from Split or from Zagreb. Croatia is really not that big. You can really connect it in every way that you want. As I said, you will hear about land programs next week. Okay. Yes, the private tours. I have a colleague in the land department that only does the private tours. And if you have clients that wish to have a completely private tour, how many days they want. I even heard he had one client that had a 50-day route of Croatia and countries around Croatia, so the Balkans. So he organized completely private, with private transfers and everything routes for 50 days. This is the tailor-made route. So he does his magic. He can connect everything to everything. And of course, in those routes, we will offer your clients a cruise too, because visiting the islands is something completely different. And our hotel, I don't know if you heard about this, but the Katarina line has a hotel now in Opatija and will be opening soon. This is a 5-star hotel that is in the Curio collection by Hilton. So we really are proud of this. The hotel is still work in progress, but we are open for bookings. And of course, my colleague from the land department will talk more about the hotel. But this is something we are really proud of because this is the newest and the most beautiful hotel in Opatija now. Thank you very much, and thank you for understanding about me coming late to this presentation and me being a little bit stressed about not having my morning coffee before all of this. So now we have 10 minutes for this conversation where you please ask questions, please ask if something is not clear. We can talk about practical things if you want, about the availability list. I can open it and try to explain how it works, because we are still working on our new site where everything will be more accessible and clear. But for now, we have this Excel table with availability of our cruises. That is the easiest way to see which cruises on which dates are available, and that you can offer them to your clients, of course.
Hi, Stella.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask you quickly while you mentioned in the availability calendar, and just thank you. That presentation was amazing. Every time I see these, I just want to go to Croatia so badly. It's such a beautiful place.
I believe it. Thank you.
With the availability calendar that we have, how often is it updated? Is it live or once a week or once a day?
Okay, so we are trying to update it once a week regularly, but it all depends on the sales, because we all contribute to this availability list. So when something is sold, we inform our colleagues who update the availability list, so it can get updated even a few times a day. It all depends on the sales. So if it's, so we really update it regularly, and it all depends on how often it's needed. So
Yeah.
yes, it is updated quite regularly because we are trying, this is like the only way that you can see our availability without contacting one of us.
Yes. Okay. So if a cruise was sold out, then it would probably be updated on the calendar quite quickly to say that there's a stop sell for it.
Yes,
Okay.
if it's red, it's not available, believe
Yeah.
me. So if it's red in the table, we don't have it. It's really sold out. But if you're looking, if your customers are only set on those dates, it's never a mistake to call or ask if you even see a red sign for that cruise. Maybe we can offer something similar or put a waiting list if somebody cancels. So if you have clients that can only travel in that week on those dates, it's never a bad idea to ask, to send an email, to call. I think you're working with Olga now. Yes, directly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I must say the team is always, whenever we contact them, it's you guys are amazing to deal with because you do always go above and beyond and try and help where you can. But that's great to know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question.
Just a quick one. Thank you, Anya. That was really informative and stunning.
Okay.
I see Florence has asked us, when is the best month to travel?
A best month. Okay, depending on what you want. So everybody wants to travel in September. And as I think you already know, September is a month that we sell fast, and it's the most expensive, of course, because everybody wants to travel then. So September is really nice to visit Croatia because it's still summer, especially in the south, so you can swim. But it is not that crowded. It really is not that crowded, but still it is. So it's still high season, but everybody wants to go in September. So it's booked really quickly and sold really quickly. We're even, when we're talking about charters, the whole vessels, we're already selling September 2026. So this is how popular September is. But best months, July and August are the most popular ones because it's high season and the weather is best. But this is when Croatia is crowded. So for me, my personal advice is June. June is the summer is starting and south is warm, but it's not that popular with tourists as July and August. So my advice is June, and we do have a lot of nice departures in June, and right now we have a lot of discounts for June. So that is something to keep in mind.
Thank you. That's great. And Mary says, thank you. It brought back wonderful memories. It's an amazing destination. So that's really nice. Does anybody else have any questions for Anya?
Anya, okay, I do have another question actually. Sorry. If somebody is now, say they're flying into Dubrovnik, but they're only starting their cruise from Split, so they need to obviously do a land transfer. Is there like a border check in Slovenia between Dubrovnik and Split where somebody might need a multiple entry Schengen visa, or is it not really necessary?
Okay, so from between Dubrovnik and Split, there's a border for Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah.
So it's a really small border, and you don't need anything additional for it. You just need your passports. You don't need an additional Schengen visa or something because Bosnia and Herzegovina is not part of the EU, European Union. And they do not complicate things on this border because you're just passing through. If you're going to Bosnia, then you maybe have to think about something, but you don't have to because Bosnia is not, you don't need additional Schengen visa or anything. And this is what I wanted to mention about, as I know that you need visas to come to Croatia. Visa letters, we do them and we'll do them happily. And if maybe some of your clients have problems with getting visas, my director Katica offered to help if anybody has a problem with getting a visa for Croatia. She will do everything to get your, she's really dedicated, and she will do everything to get clients from South Africa to see Croatia and experience Croatia.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Super. So we're very excited to learn about the land side for next week, because they offer all their tours and they've got their hotel. So thank you so much. On the cruising side, if there are any questions, you can put them in the chat or you can ask, but I think you've really covered a lot. So thank you so much, Anya. And there's some really nice comments in the chat. So yeah, so thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you next week with your colleague. And yeah, have a good day.
Thank you. And if you, of course, this is really quick, and we didn't have a lot of time. But if somebody, we are always available to you to explain and to try to make, you really have to know the product to know how to sell it, and the best way is of course to experience it. So we are always offering our study cruises for our partners and for our agents, because it's the best way to see. We can only talk about how a day on a cruise looks like, but when you experience it, then you really understand it. Yes, we have a few more minutes. If anybody has any questions that I can explain, this is a perfect opportunity for you if you don't understand something that I can tell you and explain.
And now, yes, we do have very good special rates with Katarina lines. So yes, you can come through to us for quotes. We've got excellent deals. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, if there's any need, we can do this again. Or maybe we can do it without the presentation and we can only have a conversation where agents who are really dedicated to selling Croatia can ask their questions about logistics and anything that they could help them with moving the product.
Thank you, Anya. That's really kind.
Yeah.
We'll monitor it and we will let you know. Thank you so much. Anybody got any more questions? Looks like the recording, yes. So Mary, I will put the recording up on our YouTube site probably in the next day or two. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Just looking if there's any other questions.
Yeah, I'm just going through the.
Yeah, no. Good.
I can see the chat. So the Thompsons do not have a special rates with Katarina line. We offer the same rates for everybody. It just depends on your commission with us. So we offer the same prices to individual clients and the same prices to agencies because we offer to a lot of agencies and everything. We have to keep the same prices for everybody to be fair, but it all then depends on the commission that you have with us. Okay.
Perfect. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
you. Okay. Thank you. Bye.